As with the most recent drafts, this exemption allowed wealthy people to stay home and profit from the Civil War. Kind of like today, right? Most people who declare war don't want to actually fight in it and they don't want to send their kids. Isn't that fascinating? Those who protested the draft the loudest included J.P. Morgan, who soon became America's wealthiest man, Andrew Carnegie, not far behind Morgan, future President Grover Cleveland, then a young aspiring attorney, and the well to do fathers of Teddy and Franklin Roosevelt. Though these were but a few of the thousands who sat out the Civil War by paying others to go in their place. Since neither rich nor poor whites were willing to fight for freedom for black people, the cause of the war shifted from slavery to preserving the Union. So they said, okay, we'll take slavery talk out of it since the Allies don't really want to actually show up and fight for black people. So we're going to talk about this as an issue of preserving the Union. The indifference to the plight and well-being of black people was a sad indictment of majority society. Even though blacks were the only racial or ethnic group who had fought in every major national conflict to gain and ensure freedom for white Americans, and whose mother country had never been at war with this nation, the greater number of northern whites did not and would not fight a war for black freedom. So this is so interesting right now because right now it looks to me like Donald Trump is in his presidency. He's really going to war with certain black folks. He's not going to war with all black people, but he's going to war with black liberals for the most part. That means that he's going to cut your DEI if he can. That means he's cutting the government jobs whenever he can. That also means that he's cutting down things like the Essence Music Fest, which was probably heavily dependent on DEI money and government money. He just also took away your precious BET and Soul Train awards. So, what's interesting to me is that as he takes down all of the things that you hold sacred, all the things that you benefited from or needed, my question is which white liberals have really jumped out here to really fight and defend the black community? Which white liberals have written big checks, checks big enough to make sure that the Essence Music Awards go on as expected? Like, which white liberals have really signed up to make sure that the black community is going to be good from an economic standpoint? There is nobody out there really. You don't really have anybody that's truly, really going to fight for you. In fact, you had two Democratic presidents that made it 100% abundantly clear back to back that they would not do anything specific for black people. And you know who they are. I don't have to say their names. So, my question is who's going to fight for you? That's the question. Who's going to fight for you? Who's going to fight for your kids? Who's going to fight for your community? And I will just tell you that if you're not willing to do it, then why would anybody else do it? If you're not willing to preserve your wealth and make sure that you're good, then why would anybody else even do that for you? So this really is interesting because it really tells you it gets rid of the fairy tale. The fairy tale is that they love us and care about us and fought for us and all this other stuff. I went to Howard University. God bless Howard. And I knew I was near Howard. I didn't know exactly where it was in the city, but I knew I was near Howard because I saw a building with a big mural of Abraham Lincoln on the side of the building. I said, "Oh, that must be where Howard's located." No disrespect to Howard. I great people at Howard. Love my people at Howard. But come on now, that big mural, that big ugly white man. Come on, replace that with something black, please.